Hello friends, welcome to Modern Programming. I am Pankaj and today I'll explain about action verbs in MVC. Means what is action verb? So this is a selector attribute, and this is a selector which is used when you want to control the selection of an action method based on a HTTP request method. For example, if you can define two different action method with the same name, but one action method responds to an HTTP get request and another action method responds to an post request. MVC framework supports different action verbs such as HTTP get, HTTP post, HTTP put, HTTP delete, HTTP options, and HTTP patch. You can also apply this attribute to action method to indicate the kind of HTTP request. The action method supports if you do not apply any attribute, then it's considered it's a get request by default. Means if you have written a method and you have not decorated by any attribute, then it would be treated as get request by default. So let's see an example of HTTP get and HTTP post action verbs. See, so this is the action and we have not decorated this by using any attribute. Okay, so as I told you that if you have not decorated by using any attribute, then it would be treated as get means it would serve to get request. Okay, and one more example is there. Suppose means one more action is there which is edit, and we have decorated it by using HTTP post, and this HTTP post will serve the request, means the request which type is post, means it will serve HTTP post requests. Means if you have got something and you want to update something in database, so you can do this in HTTP post. Okay, so these are the two types of action verbs. Now I'll explain the list of usage of HTTP methods. So first, get. So what it does, to retrieve the information from the server, and parameter will be appended in the query string. Okay, and what is post? So to create a new means what are the usage of these get, post, put, head, options, delete, patch, everything is displayed in this table. So if you want to update some existing resources, then you can use put. If you want to get means identical to get except that server to do not return message body, means you can use head. Then options, option method represent a request for information about the communication options supported by web server. Then what is you delete, means name itself says to delete an existing resource. Patch, to full or partial update the resource. Let's see an example of action method supports, means how it works. Let's see an example of that. So I'll have written the code. For that, see, to make things fast, I have written this. So I have just copied it, and now see, so these are the action verbs. Means see, in the index I have not decorated, so it would be by default get. Then post action, means we have decorated by using HTTP post, then it will serve to HTTP post request. Then we have HTTP put, which will be treated as put action, and it will serve to HTTP put request. Then delete action is there, and HTTP head is there, HTTP option. So we can decorate means decorate the attributes like this, and they whatever attribute, means whatever except, means except what we will write, it will serve the same type of request. It will response. Suppose if you want to update something, then you should use HTTP patch. or full or partial update, means I have explained everything in the table. Okay, so you can also apply multiple attributes using except verb attribute, means get and post action method supports both. Let's see an example of the same. So I have just copied that, it's written the code from, see, I have copied the code from here and I'll just paste it to show you. See, so we have an action, get and post action is there, which will be serving both the request http post and http get. So if any interview will ask to you that can we decorate the same action method with two http verbs, so answer is yes, we can do that by using except verb, and the syntax would be like this. This is the syntax to decorate two action verbs for single action. So what we have learned today, first thing, action verbs are another action selectors which selects an action method based on the request method, example post, get, put, etc. Then multiple action method can have same name with the different action verbs. Method overloading rules are applicable now, means if you are using, generally action method doesn't support overloading, but if you are using action verbs then it supports the method overloading. Okay, multiple action verbs can be applied to single action method using except verb attributes. So that's it for today. Thank you. Please like and share the video and subscribe the channel for upcoming videos.